Tuesday. Yes, I got it right because today feels like a Monday. To the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned. No, Jeremy and I did not plan to match this morning, although we did, and that's been happening a lot. We'll just chalk it up to great minds thinking alike. I think we can do that. That may work for us. I hope you all had a happy, healthy, and safe Labor Day weekend. It was busy. Well, the weekend itself wasn't busy, but a lot of radio before and after the weekend. Lots of fun was had on the airwaves of 1210 WPHT with Dawn last week, and then solo yesterday. A lot of good things. Donald Trump is alive and well. You know, I like the band Pearl Jam. You know. Down, 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 I'm still alive. Hey, right?
Here we go.
little Eddie Vedder, right? A little Eddie Vedder. I'm still alive. Hey,
Oh my gosh.
I'm still alive. Yeah. That's right. Hey, there's one of the losers in the chat. I think it's a Groiper. You know, one of these people who follows an effeminate Mexican by the name of Nick Fuentes. Yeah, Cyber Groipenstein. Okay. I believe that's a Groiper. Oh, yeah. I really hope. Wait, leave him in for a little bit. I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this jackass because it's been too long since I've been live streaming. Okay? Hey, you follow an effeminate male who's going to marry this cretin. Okay? They don't know it yet. The script is written. Okay? Look. See her? Look at Greta's. Do you see Greta's new haircut?
Oh my God.
She looks like Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Who did that to her?
She did it. She stands with Palestine. Once you stand with Palestine, you start making really bad decisions. That's Nick Fuentes' future husband.
That's not real.
Yeah, that's real.
Is that real?
Yes, that's real. And she looks like she's taking a dump in that picture. She's like, look, is my face matching?
No, you're way better looking.
How dare you? Yeah. I'm still alive here. That's it. Dedicated to the great Dan Nunn, by the way, because he's in a Pearl Jam tribute band. There you go. Everyone wants to know, where is Trump? Hey. He's making an announcement at 2 p.m. I could not believe what happened over the course of the weekend, where there were literally people, and this is why I call these folks like this, Groiper. I don't know what that name. I think that name is secretly code for pedophile, but that's okay.
Yeah, because
grope. So I don't know where these gropers. Oh, oops, did I say that? Oops, sorry. I don't know. Why this is why I call him the woke right, because the left was like, where's Trump, is he dead? And then like the woke right was like, where's Trump? Nick Fuentes was like, this is Biden 2.0. Biden 2.0, what are you smoking? Oh my goodness. Anyway, Donald Trump's alive, and you know what, because we have this jackass in the chat, and we'll work with him for a second, then after this, Brennan, you can get rid of him because
my favorite.
Yeah. After this, you can get rid of him because Groipers, they hate Jews. They're essentially, they honestly make Nazis look like good people.
Oh, he can't even spell your name right.
Yeah, you can't even spell it.
Wow,
it's on
literally
screen.
on the screen.
It's on the screen.
Guy.
Yeah.
Or girl, whatever.
They, them.
Thing.
His pronouns are they, them. We know that. His pronouns are big/gay. This one's for you. All of you idiots in the chat, all of you leftists that were, all over us. There was, one guy called me. They got my number. This is for you. You inspired me to write poetry. Okay? Excuse me. Let me do a little throat spray while we're at Violets are blue and roses are red. The left is throwing fits because I am not dead. And the best way to know that I'm truly alive is to watch my big, beautiful tee shot, a majestic 400-yard drive. My health is fantastic. My doctors all cheer. They say, sir, you're incredible. You'll last many more years. All my numbers are tremendous, and I'm feeling first rate. After all, I have to be ready to beat Greasy Gavin Newsom in 2028. All their Trump-deranged fantasies have gone up in smoke as I chow down on a Big Mac with a fresh Diet Coke. So despite all the lies and the fake news and the chatter, I'm healthy and I'm strong. Thank you for your attention to this matter. You can dismiss that guy now. We'll move on with the rest of our show. Figured I would just...
Oh, somebody else took him out first.
Oh, good. Probably Eli. There it is.
Eli or Jeremy, they're both in there.
Oh, he says offer the phone call. I should have.
Somebody took over my favorite part.
I could have offered the phone call, but these people, you know what would have happened? By the way, Jeremy says now you can watch and not talk, Cyborg. Jeremy got him. You know what would have happened if we offered a phone call? He would have called and he would have said, "I have big problem with you," because he's probably
would never have called.
No, if he would have called, he would have been from Pakistan, like the rest of that whole group. All right. Oh, we are going to celebrate Donald Trump being alive today. Jiggly Belly Pritzker. I don't know. Maybe that was Jiggly Belly's burner account in the chat. Jiggly Belly Pritzker was pushing this hoax as well throughout over the weekend, asking for proof of life. Where were any of these people when Joe Biden was missing for days? Where were they? Joe Biden fell up flights of stairs, tripped over sandbags, shook hands with the air, made up stories about how his uncle was eaten by cannibals. Thanks for the Great Lakes, the beer brewed here. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly. We were like, hey, I think this guy may have issues. They're like, no, he's sharp as a tack. Donald Trump takes a few days, it started off a few hours for himself. They're like, where is he? He had a bruise on his hand, right? Where is he? So a bruise on his hand, the word Bella on Truth Social, a few days to himself on a holiday weekend, and they're like, yep, he's dead. What is wrong with these people? All right, we're going to get to Jiggly Belly Pritzker. We're going to get to one of Trump's ideas about mental asylums. A pro-Palestine conference in Detroit called for the destruction of the United States of America, hence why it's not an Israel issue, it's a America issue. Greta Thunberg's flotilla, another one, got upended again. It seems like the big man upstairs does not want Greta to succeed, so that's interesting. Ilhan Omar Ilhan Omar has a surprisingly high net worth. New policy out of her housing and urban development. And if we get to it, I'll update on the Penguin, Gerald Nadler. Before we get to all that, I want to get to a word from our friends over at OFPfarms.com. It is OFPfarms.com, OFPfarms.com, promo code SHAWN. Explore the wonderful quality of Faith Farm and Freedom products with a special limited time 15% discount on your entire purchase. Take a peek at the lineup from OFP Farms, America's go-to soap company, famous for natural ingredients, the skin-loving perks of tallow and goat milk, and a big heart for farm to family skincare. Whether you're looking for gentle skincare or thoughtful gifts, these products bring together expert care and good values to make your daily routine better. Do not miss this chance to enjoy premium products like the Revolution soap. It smells like the Declaration of Independence. Yes, it does smell like the ink from the Declaration of Independence. Do not miss this chance to enjoy the products that smell like freedom and revolution, that support your health and ethical choices for the entire family. OFP Farms, the small family farm with big, beautiful love. Use the code Sean, SHAWN, SHAWN. That's OFP Farms, promo code Sean for 15% off at checkout off of everything on the website, OFPfarms.com. Promo code Sierra Hotel Alpha Whiskey November. All right, is Mo in the chat? Is Crazy Mo here?
She was.
She was. Okay. All right. She specifically asked me not to do this today.
Oh, no, Mo. Is my mic all the way up?
It is somewhat. There.
That's better.
That's better.
I was yelling.
Because that is the direction. She specifically asked me on X, please, Sean, don't do this, sir. Please don't do it, sir. Please don't play it, sir. Don't do it. If you do it, we're going to have problems, right? Nobody wants to hear it, sir, please. Don't do it. There she is. Mo, what did you ask me not to do this weekend? Just take a trip down memory lane, Mo, and just jog your memory for a minute while I go over a word from our friends, a new promotion from our friends over at MyPatriotSupply.com. When we come back, I will do what Mo told me not to do. Brennan, if she gets it, let me know. Okay. MyPatriotSupply.com, promo code Ungoverned, MyPatriotSupply.com/Ungoverned. September is National Preparedness Month. You guys know that? I didn't know that until just now. September is National Preparedness Month. MyPatriotSupply.com/Ungoverned. So it's the perfect time to ask yourself some questions like, how much food do you have on hand for emergencies? How would you get clean water if the tap went dry tomorrow? Tap water's not that clean. What would you do if a storm knocked out the power for a week? If you're anything like me, there's some room for improvement on all of it. Yep. Luckily, our friends over at My Patriot Supply are making disaster preparedness easier and more affordable than ever by giving you over $1,500 worth of emergency food and preparedness gear for free. They just launched their Preparedness Month Mega Kit, and it includes a full year of emergency food, a water filtration system that can purify almost any water source, a solar backup generator, and a whole lot more. And here's the best part. If you go to MyPatriotSupply.com/Ungoverned, you can get 90 preparedness essentials totaling over $1,500 absolutely free. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com/Ungoverned for full details. That is MyPatriotSupply.com/Ungoverned. MyPatriotSupply.com/Ungoverned. If a major disaster struck tomorrow, would you be ready? You could be if you go to MyPatriotSupply.com/Ungoverned. Did she get it?
She did. No Democrat singing.
No Democrat singing.
She's fussing at you because she says she's making her coffee. Leave her be.
Okay. I love Mo. I love Mo. No Democrats. She said, don't play the Democrats singing on Tuesday, please. I said, Mo, I can't make you any promises. And so, you know what happens when you tell me not to do something?
Oh, no.
I do it.
Oh, no.
The Democrats were singing again. So, by the way, let's take a trip down memory lane, because not only are we gonna play the new Democrats singing, but we got to take a trip down memory lane of the old Democrats singing, right? So here's some Kilmar is our neighbor. Remember this?
Neighbor.
No! Here it is.
You can't have him, Trump. No!
No! And of course you have this.
Everybody, hoo-hoo-ya.
Oh,
Hoo-hoo-ya.
No. Well, there was another one. They were singing again. We're gonna go down to the rich man's house and take back what they stole from us. Yes, the Democrats were singing again before the weekend started. I have to play this. We always play the Democrats singing. I don't know why they continue to do this. Maybe they do it because we do give them publicity. It is ridiculous. They keep singing. My Lord, they've started to sing. Finally, right? Here it is. The Democrats singing again. This is actually one of their better renditions. It's not so bad, but it's still really bad, especially when they start going, right? Watch this.
Took back what he stole from us. Took it back, took back
our dignity.
took it back.
Took back our humanity.
Well, we
went down to the rich man's house and we
Took back what he stole from us. Took it back.
took back our dignity.
Sing, y'all.
Sing, y'all.
Took back our humanity.
Here it comes.
And now we're out in the streets. Out in the streets. Out in the streets. Yeah. Out in the streets. Ain't gonna let no fascists take our democracy.
And I'm going to let those fascists take the... No, I promise you, the fascists will not take the democracy if you start singing. The fascists will turn around and walk the other way.
It's so funny.
We'll get out in the streets. Out in the streets. Yeah, out in the street. Who? I can't keep...
Took from us. Took it back.
Yeah, take it back. Yeah.
Sing, y'all. Took it
Sing, y'all.
Back our humanity.
And now we're out in the streets. Out in the streets.
Yeah. All right. So I had to do it. I had to do it. They were singing. So there it was. These are the same people, by the way. Someone commented on my ex. It was like, remember that band ABBA? The Dancing Queen and all the songs. He goes, This definitely is not them. No, they are not.
I actually really enjoy it.
Yeah, I love when they
think
start
it's
singing.
really funny.
It's hilarious because it gives us content. We get to have a good time. Awoo ya. Right? I'm like, what the hell is the awoo ya? I just love it. I can't get over. I really can't get over.
There's something peaceful about
This.
it.
Everybody, hoo-hoo-ya.
Oh, yeah. She's really feeling it.
Yeah, I like this way of protesting
Yeah.
instead of like burning things down.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's right. They're not burning things down. They're just hurting our ears, but they're not. It is peaceful.
I like it.
It's constitutionally protected speech.
It's creative.
It's awful, but it's constitutionally protected speech. There you go. All right, Donald Trump is alive and well. I'm still. Where's Dan Nunn? Where's the Nun? Send this to the Nun Report. It's early for him on the West Coast, but he's a big Pearl Jam fan. He's got to have to. I'll text this to him later. I'll have to tell him, listen, you got to do something with your band, right? With your Pearl Jam tribute band, Fade to Black. You got. Hey, look. I'm still alive here, right? Little Eddie Vedder, right? Little Eddie Vedder, little Pearl Jam. All right, here we go. J.B. Pritzker, Jiggly Belly himself, spreads a Trump is dead. He spread the Trump is dead hoax over the weekend. These people, I'm telling you what, I never want to hear the left talk about conspiracy theories ever again, right? Like I'm done with that talking point because these people believe Donald Trump colluded with Russia in the 2016 election, right? They were like, all right, Donald Trump is Putin's puppet, right? So the left, I never want to hear them talk about conspiracy theories ever again. That's it. They're not allowed to do it anymore after this latest stunt that they pulled. 2016, 2017, they said Donald Trump stole the election because he worked with Russia. That's wrong, right? Then they something bizarre. Remember last year after the Butler thing, they were like, he wasn't actually shot. The dude had his ear almost blown off. You telling me he wasn't actually shot? Oh, it was all staged. What was it? Ketchup on his face? Yeah, Donald Trump wasn't shot at Butler. That was wrong. Right? And now they wanted you to believe that just because he took a few days to himself on a holiday weekend, they didn't care when Joe Biden slept off half of his term on the beach. They didn't care when Joe Biden was mumbling around, fumbling around, falling off of bicycles, falling up the stairs, tripping over sandbags, getting drunk at breweries, walking off the stage, shaking hands with ghosts, right? They didn't care when Joe Biden was doing all that. No. Donald Trump takes a few days to himself, right? Doesn't make a public appearance. They're like, he's dead. How did you come to this conclusion? So they have all those. I never want to hear them talk about the right believes in conspiracy theories again, ever. They're not allowed. That privilege has been taken away. Verdict is in. That privilege has officially been taken away, especially from Jiggly Belly Pritzker, J.B. Pritzker, who is pushing this whole hoax over the weekend. Donald Trump posted about Chicago, said that 6 people were killed, 24 people were shot in Chicago last weekend, and J.B. Pritzker, I call him Jiggly Belly, the weak and pathetic governor of Illinois, just said that he doesn't need help in preventing crime. He is crazy. He better straighten it out fast or we're coming, MAGA, President DJT. And Pritzker posted a screenshot of this on Truth Social and said, why don't you send everyone proof of life first? Are you kidding me? That's what you're doing now? You're pushing nonsense conspiracy theories that Donald Trump is dead. And by the way, the left was like, It was a mental breakdown. It was a collective mental breakdown when the picture surfaced on Getty Images from August 30th, 2025 of Donald Trump and his granddaughter getting into the motorcade to go play golf in Virginia. It was they literally believed, because some idiot on X made this story up. They literally believed that Trump had actually died. They were like, guys, this is it. They were popping champagne. I got to tell you something. If you are popping champagne and celebrating the idea of your president, right? If you're an American citizen and you're celebrating the idea that your president has passed away, you are disgusting, okay? I remember after Joe Biden was diagnosed with cancer, what was the first thing I said on the show? I am not celebrating the diagnosis. I do not wish death on my political opponents. I don't take this as something that absolves him of everything that he did, but I'm not over here waving pom-poms saying, go cancer. That's just not me. That's not how I operate. I don't think that's how many of us operate. There are some people who do operate like that. I don't agree with that. I think it's wrong. I don't celebrate the deaths of my political opponents, okay? I'm not going to wave a pom-pom when Hillary Clinton passes away. I'm not going to throw a parade when George Soros passes away. I may not be sad. I'm not going to be sad. But I don't wish death on people. I just don't do that. I know they do that to us. I know they just did that to Trump, but two wrongs don't make a right. I was not sitting there going, oh, cool, Joe Biden has stage 4 prostate cancer that spread to his bones. Get it. Go for it, cancer. That wasn't me, okay? That wasn't me. There were members of the left who were like, any day now, is it official yet? Like, they were hoping that the president passed away. How do you call yourself an American and hope your president passed away? Take the man out of the equation. I know you don't like the person, but you don't wish for your head of state to die. You just don't do that. Well, the left does that. That's the ever so tolerant left. And when it came out and was verified that Donald Trump was indeed not dead, right? When it came out and was verified that Donald Trump was indeed not dead, they threw a fit that lasted 72 hours. They were upset on Saturday. They were upset on Sunday. They were upset yesterday. And it is so much fun. All you got to do now, if you're on X and you have a bunch of trolls that follow you, just go, hey guys. It has come to my attention that Donald Trump is alive. And watch what happens. Watch. Yeah, not for long. Yeah, he's got a bruise. Oh, yeah, she's fat. Oh, yeah, and he's playing golf on our dime. And they are absolutely just, I mean, talk about unhinged. Maybe that's why Donald Trump is starting to say, I'm open to bringing back the asylums. Let's bring them back, right? Let's bring it back, right? Bring back the mental asylums. I'm not against it. I'm not against it one bit. By all means, bring back the mental asylums and stick all the deranged leftists in it. What is the protocol that I want to do for crazy people?
Small room.
Small room.
Big needle.
Big needle.
Long nap.
Long nap.
Long nap.
Very long nap. Okay? Small room. Big needle. Long nap. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. You need to sleep this one off, guys. Your TDS is ramping up. He said, quote, we can't have these people walking around. I agree. He wants to put us in camps. Newsflash, if you're a nut job, I want to put you in a camp too. Will you really say that? Yeah. Not a camp, like a concentration. No, an asylum. Stick you in a room, straight jacket, bind your hands for a little bit so you don't, you don't hurt yourself. That's the whole point. We'll hit you with that long needle, right? It's going to be like, maybe it'll be like the Kamala Harris word fork. We got to get a needle prop, like a big one. It'll be the leftist go to sleep needle. So like, look, it'll be like a needle like this.
That won't flag us on the internet if we order a giant needle.
Well, it's not a real needle, like a toy needle.
I don't know. Do they make those?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Kids who want to pretend to be veterinarians, needles and syringes. But you can
2 foot long thing.
Huh? There's like we'll get a needle. Okay. We'll find a needle. We'll find a way to get a needle.
All right.
Not an actual needle that can pierce skin, but like a prop.
Right.
I'll find the prop. Yeah. That'll be the leftist go to sleep needle. If you're crazy, if you're trans crazy, same thing, right? This is going to be the leftist go to sleep needle. But seriously, there is no justification. Like, I could not imagine, and there were people on the right who did this with Biden. Joe Biden's dead. Joe Biden's body double, body triple, body quadruple. He's a lizard. I mean, there were people who kind of went down this road, and I looked at them and I said, I don't really know about that, guys. I'm not too sure about it, because here we are when the left is doing it to us, we're like, these people are crazy. But there are some people who are calling the left crazy for saying Trump is dead, who thought that Biden was dead for a little bit, right? I never thought Biden was dead. So Donald Trump was interviewed by the Daily Caller's Reagan Reese on Friday, asked if he would be open to the government reopening insane asylums for people with serious mental illness. And Trump said, yeah, I would. When Reese prompted further, Trump continued, well, they used to have them. And you never saw people like we had, they used to have them. And what happened is states like New York and California that had them, New York had a lot of them. They were released. They released all of them into society because they couldn't afford it. I mean, reopen them and stick all the crazy people in there. And we'll start with the people who thought that Trump died over the weekend, because y'all are crazy. Bat soup crazy. But Carl Bench said Biden was dead, brain dead. Yes, that is confirmed and allowed. I'll allow that one. That one's allowed. So this whole idea that that Trump passed away, I got a good chuckle. I got a good chuckle out of it because I knew he wasn't dead. But the left was actually because they hate him so much. Like, imagine waking up every day and you have so much disdain for one person that the first thing you think of is A, that person, and B, that you hope that person isn't alive. Imagine being like that. How do you exist like that? It blows my mind. How? And this is a tolerant. Oh, we're the party of joy. You're the party of joy. You're literally on your hands and knees praying to a God you don't believe in, praying to a God that I don't believe in. That's the script, right? But you're on your hands and knees praying to a God that you don't believe in, leftists, that Donald Trump is killed. Okay, sure, that he's dead. And then you got Pritzker on the topic of crime in Chicago, which he knows is an issue, saying, well, why aren't you, solo, right? In the middle of, his third cheese sandwich of the day, J.B. Pritzker, as he's hanging Han Solo on his wall, Jabba the Hutt, right? J.B. Pritzker, send us proof of life, Solo. Okay. By the way, you know how you know crime is really bad in Chicago? Joe Scarborough is still talking about it on Morning Mika, right? Morning Joe on MSNBC. He's still talking about it. And he's like, we had the mayor on last week, and the mayor wouldn't answer the questions about how many police officers did. I want to play this clip for you. This is crazy. Watch Joe Scarborough.
Concern is you have leaders in Chicago that see this, as you say. We've been reading about this for years now. Every weekend, and maybe crime has gone down. But, we had the mayor of Chicago on last week saying, we don't need any more police officers. Police officers aren't the answer. No police officers. I think he said no 5 times. You look what's happening this weekend. You look so, I actually think that J.B. Pritzker should do something radical. I think he should pick up the phone, call the president, and say, and I know, you don't have the constitutional authority to deploy the National Guard here and to police my. You can do that in D.C., you can't do that in Chicago. But let's partner up. These are the most dangerous parts of my state. We would love to figure out how to have a partnership that's constitutional, that respects the sort of balance of federalism between the federal government and the state government. And let's work together to save lives. Because right now, just hey, nothing to see here moving along. No problem here. Hey, Donald Trump, we don't need you. And, the mayor talking about we're going to protect people's dignity in our city. Well, protect their lives. That's protecting their dignity. It would be radical for us to figure out a way to actually do what I've been saying from the very beginning on Washington, and that is seeing politicians creating partnerships that protect their people.
No, the Democrats aren't into. See, Scarborough is he's flirting with making sense. The Democrats don't have an interest in protecting. The problem is Joe Scarborough thinks that J.B. Pritzker actually wants to help people. He doesn't want to help people. He wants to help himself. This is why he's now, after that clip, it's been 2 minutes, he's now on his 4th cheese sandwich of the day, right? He was on his 3rd before the clip. He just ate it. He's on number 4 now, okay? No. These Democrats do not want to help their people. They don't care about their people. Think of this. Proposition 36. We talked about this yesterday on 1210 WPHT. Proposition 36 passed in California. You know what Proposition 36 was? And this was, by the way, not years ago. This was in the November 2024 election. Proposition 36 was a measure voted on in favor by the people of California. 71-21. It passed by a margin of 50 percentage points. Proposition 36. I think it was 30. It was either 36 or 56. But it was the proposition that passed was a measure that the people requested. They said, this is what we want. We want tougher sentences for drug trafficking and theft. And Gavin Newsom, despite the fact that the people said, we want this by a 50% margin, Gavin Newsom said, nah, we're only funding it at 25%. We need $400 million to execute that proposition that the people voted for. We need $400 million. We're only giving you $100 million. I'm sorry. That's a threat to democracy. The people ask for it. You do what the people want, not the other way around. Joe Scarborough is confused, or he's not confused and he gets it. He's just running cover. No, Pritzker should call Trump and they should make a partnership to help people. Pritzker doesn't want to help people. If he wanted to help people, Chicago wouldn't be what it is. Same with New York. Same with Seattle. Same with Portland. Same with Los Angeles. If these leaders actually wanted to help, they would. It's not hard. They have intentionally enacted pro-crime, because it's not soft on crime anymore. It is pro-crime. Zohran Mamdani wants to end enforcement of misdemeanor crimes in New York City. He doesn't want to help people. The Democrats, the radical left, these progressives, the Hochul's of the world, the Pritzkers of the world, the Newsoms of the world, and so on and so forth, all the way down to the city and county level. These people, the Freddie O'Connells up in Nashville, right? These people don't want to help their constituents. They don't want a safe city. They don't care. It doesn't impact them. This is not what they want. They're not going to call up Donald Trump and say, hey, Mr. President, let's partner up and make my city safe, because they don't want to. They don't want their city to be safe. They want people to live in a crime-infested, drug-infested, poverty-infested hellhole and then run on, hey, you see all those problems? That's somehow the Republicans' fault. Vote Democrat, we'll fix it. Even though they're the reason why those problems exist. Donald Trump has shown, as I said would happen, everybody saw this coming. He showed in Washington, D.C., that he can clean it up by just enforcing the laws on the books. It is the exact same thing as the southern border. The border is secure now. There has been no new legislation passed, nothing. They've just enforced the laws as they're written, and they've used the authorities and the federal resources that they have at their disposal to enforce those laws, and it fixed the problem on the border. Same thing in the cities in Washington, D.C. These people, these leaders across the country in these very violent, crime-ridden blue cities and blue states, they could do it too. They just don't want to. They just don't want to. They're not interested in doing that. It doesn't impact them. They don't fear losing their seats because their cities and their voters vote like a monolith. If you're a Democrat, you're going to get elected. They don't care. They don't want to fix the problem. It doesn't impact them. They like it because it gives them a boogeyman to point to. Oh, look at all this. These communities are being held down by Republicans. Republicans have no power in these cities. Pritzker's not going to call Trump, Mr. President, we need to partner up. He's not going to do that. If he wanted to do it, he would have done it already. It's crazy. And yet, you're still going to see people in New York City vote for Mamdani. He's going to win. He's going to win. Doesn't mean if you're, campaigning for Sliwa, that doesn't mean stop trying. Because Sliwa's best chance, honestly, is with Cuomo and Adams in the race. Maybe he'll pull off an upset. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe he will. By all means, leave it all on the field. Brandon Johnson. Remember who came before Brandon Johnson? Lori Lightfoot. Admiral Akbar. Remember her? It's a trap, right? What is up with Illinois, by the way, in Star Wars characters being in there? Jabba the Hutt is the governor. Admiral Akbar was the mayor of Chicago for a term. And she should have been the best mayor ever, right? Because she checked off all the boxes. She was short. She was a female. She was gay. She was ugly. She was black. She was stupid. Like all the DEI boxes were checked. And she sucked. And then they got worse. They got worse. They went from Lori Lightfoot to a literal communist. And oh my gosh, imagine my shock that things aren't getting better in Chicago. They're not learning their lessons. You would think they would learn their lessons.
Jeremy says Cuomo is actually leading right now.
That was he's not. There was a poll in a head-to-head matchup. Cuomo would beat Mamdani, but it's not a head-to-head race. Cuomo's down in that same poll that put all 4 players in, and I have a problem with that poll. That poll found Cuomo up comfortably if it was between Cuomo and Mamdani, that Tolchin poll. But my problem with that Tolchin poll is it's not going to be head-to-head, and it doesn't line up with the other results that they found in that poll. And in order for Cuomo to get a majority of voters, he's going to have to get Staten Island Republicans to vote for him, and that's just not going to happen. I know a lot of people from Staten Island. They're stubborn, and they will not vote for Andrew Cuomo. I'm telling you, the Republicans in Staten Island. I don't believe that poll. The AARP poll that came out shows that if...
Yeah, he said only if it was head-to-head.
Yeah, if it was head-to-head, yes. If it was head-to-head, yes. But it's not going to be head-to-head because Adams, I think, is going to drop out. He's going to drop. He knows he can't win. He's got like 9%. Sliwa is not going to drop out. And I'm telling you, Staten Island people, they're Italian. We're very stubborn people, okay? Especially from that region of the country. After what the Cuomo regime did to Staten Island during COVID, I find it very unlikely that a large number of them would vote for Andrew Cuomo in that race. I find it very unlikely. I saw that Tolchin poll. It is a real poll. It's out. It's data. It's there. I don't believe that Mamdani's only at 41%, number one, overall. But in a head-to-head, it's not going to be a head-to-head race. So that would assume, because when you add what Mamdani has, you would basically be taking Cuomo's numbers, Adams' numbers, and all of Sliwa's voters and giving them all to Cuomo. And I'm telling you, he's not going to get probably more than, if Sliwa drops out, he's not going to get probably more than 30 or 40% of Sliwa's voters. I don't think he's getting 100% of those voters. That's just my opinion because I'm familiar with the area. So we'll see what happens. I think Mamdani's going to win. And if you look at the betting the odds, I think it's like an 80% chance that he's going to win. And Polymarket's been pretty accurate on things like that. All right. It's still interesting. We'll still have to watch it. And I'll tell you what the biggest casualty is right now with the Mamdani race. It's not even New York City. I mean, obviously that's what directly impacts it. But the whole country is talking about the New York City mayor's race, the New York City mayor's race, the New York City mayor's race. There are 2 very important races that are going on across the country in other states that arguably may be more important than the New York City mayor's race because the Democrat's going to win that race anyway. Whether it's Mamdani or Cuomo, a Democrat's going to win that race anyway. Virginia governor and New Jersey governor. And in 2021, the last time those races were held, both became national races. Youngkin made that Virginia race a national race over education, Loudoun County, the trans bathroom issue, DEI, etc. And Chattarelli in Jersey, the first time he ran, did the exact same thing. I'm hearing, you hear a little bit with Spanberger and Sears, and Winsome Sears may not be the most inspiring candidate in Virginia anyway, and she's been anti-Trump in the past, etc. But, she's the best thing that you got in Virginia right now. But, there was that racist sign. That was a thing for a minute. Spanberger stepping on her own feet. But out in Jersey, I have not heard a word other than something that Scott Pressler's been doing a few things in Jersey. I haven't had a word about the Jersey race, and that's because of the Mamdani race. Okay, if Cuomo was the leading candidate, you wouldn't be hearing about New York City. You'd probably be hearing more about Jersey. So the New York City race is soaking up the headlines and stealing the headlines away from those 2 gubernatorial races in Virginia and Jersey that need to become national races if Republicans want to have a good shot at winning. That's just, what I've been saying that for a few months now after Mamdani won the primary. All right, quick break. We're a little late on this one, but a quick break. This is Silent, our friends over at Silent, sponsor of the show. Folks, let's face it, your phone, it's a tracking device. Government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, online criminals, they're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint. And a lot of these people, they don't ask. They just go ahead. They just take it. They just take your data. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, cellular signals, Wi-Fi signals, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, and no breadcrumbs. This is the same technology that is trusted by special operations teams worldwide, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now, that's all available to you to protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure that digital footprint. Drop your phone in a silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid, completely silent and invisible to the outside world. From backpacks to sleeves to crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you control of your privacy. Visit slnt.com/Sean, that's SHAWN, to save 15% off and get free shipping on qualifying orders. That is Silent, slnt.com/SHAWN. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Silent.com, silence the chaos, slnt.com/SHAWN. Use the code Sean for 15% off at checkout and free shipping on qualifying orders. Okay. I want to go to, let's see, where do we want to go right now? All right, let's go to this what CBS did to Kristi Noem first. Take a quick video. CBS, this is after Paramount just had to pay $16 million to Donald Trump because they deceptively edited the Kamala Harris answer on Israel. CBS did the same thing to Kristi Noem on an answer regarding Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Watch this.
And the one thing that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America. This individual was a known human smuggler, a MS-13 gang member, an individual who was a wife beater, and someone who was so perverted that he solicited nude photos from minors, and even his fellow human traffickers told him to knock it off. He was so sick in what he was doing and how he was treating small children. So he needs to never be in the United States of America, and our administration is making sure we're doing all that we can to bring him to justice.
All right, that was CBS. So they took the part about Kilmar Abrego Garcia's checkered past right out of the right out of the clip. I mean, what, do they want to get sued again? I think the FCC should look into that. News distortion, right? It's a rule. It's a rule. We'll see what happens. All right, another quick thing. This was a positive development yesterday, by the way. Donald Trump made a statement about the COVID vaccine. You know, that's been one of the biggest issues that a lot of people have had with Donald Trump, even his most ardent supporters, is the vaccine and Operation Warp Speed. He said it is very important that the drug companies justify the success of their various COVID drugs. Justify, right? Basically saying, hey, you guys got to stand behind this. Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree. With CDC being ripped apart over this question, I want the answer and I want it now. I have been shown information from Pfizer and others that is extraordinary, but they never seem to show those results to the public. Why not? They go off to the next quote-unquote hunt and let everybody rip themselves apart, including Bobby Kennedy Jr. and CDC, trying to figure out the success or failure of the drug companies' COVID work. They show me great numbers and results, but they don't seem to be showing them to many others. I want them to show them now to CDC and the public and clear up this mess one way or the other. I hope Operation Warp Speed was as quote-unquote brilliant as many say it was. If not, we all want to know about it and why. Thank you for your attention to this very important matter. This is the first time that I think we have ever heard Donald Trump call into question the efficacy and relative success of Operation Warp Speed. That to me is a watershed moment with regards to that issue. That to me is a watershed moment with regards to the issue of the COVID vaccine. We'll see. But somebody's in his ear is all I'm saying. Is it Kennedy? Is it, somebody on his team? It's a positive. Let's see what happens.
It's Mo time.
Is it really?
It is.
Wow, we hit Mo really, really early today. All right, here's your hedgehog. It's our hedgehog. We got it. Bad Moon's not in here.
I know. I don't know where he is. He's off doing
not here.
shenanigans.
He's off probably honking his hedgehog somewhere. Who knows? Who knows? All right, on to this, because you know what? It's a shame. Well, I know Cyborg is still watching. He just isn't allowed to chat. He's still watching.
He came back a couple times. I got him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
With different accounts?
Oh, yeah.
Loser.
Trolls are the only ones that have like backup
Yeah.
accounts ready
Like the
to go.
call-in, whatever, that
yeah.
freak,
Yeah.
that guy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, Detroit had a pro-Palestine conference. You tell me how this fits in. Can someone please tell? All right. For those of you out there, where we go? There you go. For those of you out there who are believers in this, not that. What the hell is that? No, this.
Nicely done.
For those of you who believe everything is the fault of, it's the Jews, right? Can you please tell me how this fits into your America First agenda? When somebody says at a pro-Palestinian conference, the opening day, the People's Conference for Palestine, a 3-day event featuring a mix of activists, academics, and controversial speakers, when somebody says that they want to destroy the idea of America, how does that fit into the America First agenda? I'm asking sincerely, because I don't forkin' know how the hell this fits into your agenda. Okay? I'm just curious. Quote, the average American will never understand the plight of the Palestinian person because the state of Israel is a carbon copy of the United States. And therefore, the thing to do is destroy the idea of America in Americans' heads so that they can see the humanity of everybody outside the warping of American exceptionalism and imperialism of all these evil things. How the hell does this idea fit into your America First platform? This has nothing to do with Israel. They are calling for destroying the idea of America. I don't want to destroy the idea of America. According to people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and, you know, the Myron Gaines of the world, they say they're quote unquote America first, right? How does destroying the idea of America fit into your America First agenda? I need that answer. And I can't wait to see you do the mental yoga to stretch and bend around and figure out a way where destroying the idea of America is actually an America First idea. Okay, here. The ball's now in your court. I'm very, very interested to see what you return back to me, okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, someone who says they want to destroy the idea of America, this pro-Palestinian movement, which obviously we know that's their goal, globalize the intifada. They don't say localize the intifada, right, in Israel. They don't say, let's localize. No, they say globalize. Is America on the globe? It is, right? They have done it in our country. Remember the guy in Colorado throwing Molotov cocktails at Jews. Why? Because they're Jews. That's why, right? Globalize the intifada. How does destroying the idea of America in the name of a free Palestine, how does that fit into your America First agenda? Again, I'm interested. Ball's in your court. I served you up a very easy question. I'm very interested to see what you return to me. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay. Patriot Mobile. Let's get to a word from our friends at Patriot Mobile. And then we could poke a little bit of fun at Greta, right? While we're talking about the Jews. I think it's fun because that's apparently her new thing. She doesn't care about the climate anymore.
Of course not.
It's now the Jews because the Jews control the weather. So if she's focused on the Jews, she's also focused on the climate, right?
Israel's been having beautiful weather, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but not. This is great. Yeah. Then here's more proof that that God exists and has a very funny sense of humor. Coming up with Greta Thunberg. All right. How dare you? Folks, Patriot Mobile, patriotmobile.com/Farish, Farash. I realize there are many choices when it comes to who you choose for your cell phone service, and there are new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American that believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that is Patriot Mobile. Now, for more than 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights and freedoms while also providing exceptional nationwide cell phone service with access to all three of the main networks. Don't just take my word for it. Ask the hundreds of thousands of people, including many in our chat, who have made the switch and are now supporting causes that they believe in simply by joining Patriot Mobile. Switching is easier than ever. You can activate in minutes from the comfort of your own home, keep your number, keep your phone, or even upgrade your phone. Patriot Mobile's all-U.S.-based support team is standing by to take care of you. Call 972-PATRIOT today or go to patriotmobile.com/Farish, F-A-R-A-S-H. Use the promo code Farish, F-A-R-A-S-H, for a free month of service. That is patriotmobile.com/Farish, F-A-R-A-S-H, patriotmobile.com/Farish for a free month of service, patriotmobile.com/Farish. Okay, you mentioned Israel's been having beautiful weather. So Greta, right? How dare you? Someone has to tell her how dare you for this hair. My goodness gracious. That is Lord Farquaad. I got to find a picture of Lord Farquaad. You know Lord Farquaad from Trek? You know who I'm talking about, right, Brendan?
Yeah, of course.
Lord Farquaad. Here we go.
Yeah.
That is exactly who, let's see. There he is. Look, this is the exact same person.
Yeah,
Holy.
he was blonde.
Wait. Oh, crap.
That's the same
Go back.
face.
I need to open it up in a new tab so we get just the image. I said open the image in a new tab. Oh, man. Okay, open, what? Oh, this is getting ridiculous now.
Click on it and then
Okay, open image in new tab. There we go. There it is right there. Boom, got it. Okay. This is literally the same person that you see. Here's Greta. You see Greta? There's Farquaad. That is literally the exact same face, the exact same hair. That is who that is. Okay. Greta Thunberg, Nick Fuentes' future husband, I would say. She's more manly than he is. Was planning another one of those flotillas. Remember, she was supposed to bring aid to Gaza. And, if you're watching this video, I've been kidnapped by Israel. What they did is they gave her a sandwich. Moved her away. Yeah. So she planned another one of those flotillas, and I guess the Jews that, Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks control the weather didn't want that to happen. So apparently the whole thing was thwarted because of bad weather. That's great. She spent her whole life bitching about the climate, and she was planning another flotilla, and it was, it was stopped by weather, which is just great. An aid flotilla carrying activist Greta Thunberg, which aimed to sail from Spain to Gaza, has been thwarted by the weather. Stormy conditions forced the return of the vessels, which had sailed from Barcelona on Sunday, according to a statement by the Global Summit Flotilla, which Newsweek has contacted for comment by phone and email. The renowned activist, had intended to break the Israeli blockade of Gaza. Oh, she's going to break it all by herself. Lord Farquaad is coming! Where Israel's stepped-up offensive has raised further fears for the population, which humanitarian groups say face famine. Yeah. So she didn't even get a chance to do her publicity stunt because, there was a little bit of bad weather. All right, I'm going to leave this housing and urban development story for tomorrow. I'm going to leave the Ilhan Omar story for tomorrow, but we have to do this. The Penguin, Gerald Nadler, the Penguin is retiring. Is anybody going to miss Jerry Poopy Pants Nadler? Because he is apparently, just like Joe Biden, he's crapped himself in the past. This is, of course, a rumor, but it is a rumor that I think is true. So, I don't know, but he's out. Quote, watching the Biden thing really said something about the necessity for generational change in the party, Jerry Nadler says. New York Democrat Gerald Nadler will not seek re-election after a 34-year congressional career. You should not. I'm 34 years old. He has been in Congress since I've been alive. Out! Get out of Congress. That's not fair. Nadler, who represents the wealthy 12th District in Manhattan, has been a vocal opponent of President Trump and a mainstay of the progressive arm of his party. 78 years old. He'd previously said that he was hesitant to step down after his lengthy congressional career, but that he hasn't been, quote, persuaded it was time for changing, that he had been persuaded it was time for a changing of the guard, according to the New York Times. This comes as the Democrat Party lacks leadership and direction while fielding pressure from the far left. In stepping aside, Nadler referenced former President Joe Biden's abdication from his own presidential campaign in 2024. Biden had been talked into stepping aside, quote, passing the torch and making room for younger leaders in the party. The problem is, Democrat Party, there are no younger leaders. Now, in New York, they'll find some sort of communist to put in his place. But the Penguin is retiring. Dawn MC says in the chat, I hope a Republican can somehow take over that seat in New York. Probably not, because of, how it's gerrymandered. But again, it's an open seat. Anything can happen. But in that district, it's one of those things where if your mailbox ran as a Democrat, your mailbox would win. It's unfortunate, but 34 years, my goodness. 34, that's as long as I've been alive. All right, Jeremy Harrell is coming up next right here on LFA TV. It's lfatv.us. lfatv.us is the website where Jeremy and I unintentionally matched today with our flannels. You can get yours at lfatv.us. It is the LFA TV store. Click on that store tab. Scroll down to the right-hand portion. Hit visit the store. You'll see everything there is to offer. There they are. There's the flannels, the red and the blue. And then, of course, if you're one of the ladies, they've got the gray over there, lfatv.us or jeremyherald.com/store. Jeremy is up next for the next 3 hours here on LFA TV. Donald Trump Oval Office announcement about the Department of Defense coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I have a feeling it has to do with that rebrand of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. So that'll be they're looking at rebranding it to the Department of War now. So keep it locked right here. We'll have all of that as the day goes on. As President Trump says, we will never give up. We will never give in. We will never, ever surrender. If all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a great rest of your day. Jeremy Harrell up next for the next 3 hours. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great Tuesday. Back tomorrow morning. And thank you for your attention to this matter.